How would you describe Ifdakar's music? And Mark, maybe you can chime in too, because I was trying to figure out how to pigeonhole you guys, and there's just so many different styles going on that it's really hard to like. My first reaction would be like kind of jam rock, but it's so much more than that.
We don't really jam a whole lot. That's the thing. Like, after
your
all
songs
these
are
years,
like 7 minutes long.
They are, but they're all constructed that way. Like, they're very, very little improv. So it's fine if we're under the umbrella term of jam band. We were on the cover of a Post Crescent spread like 10 years ago, and the headline "Jam Band" it said, right? It's like, well, whatever. If that's the aesthetic label they want to put on, that's totally fine. I'm not upset about that, but I would call it live electronic rock and roll is what we call it. There's elements of that electronic music, and like I was talking about earlier, we're trying to incorporate even more of that. But at the end of the day, we got the heartbeat of a rock band. I grew up on Neil Young, and I'm playing a lot of the guitar leads myself, and I'm singing a lot of the songs. So if that's kind of my background, that's going to bleed through a little bit more. But obviously we have all the people within the band adding their voices. But live electronic rock and roll is probably the term I would use. As a matter of fact, we used to put that on our posters underneath our name. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, Andy, I know you'd asked, I would put that, or hit the nail on the head with that. I think John did. It was, it's jam band is easy to, as you said, pigeonhole them into, but that's really not what Ifdakar is. When I listen to them, I enjoy listening to their music so much. I've gotten the opportunity to see them play multiple times at Moondance, and I'm excited to see them play again this week. But they just, it isn't just, they're not just up there jamming. There's a lot of construction and time put into what you're hearing. So.
And that term's been pretty much used to encompass everything.
Yeah, I mean,
like there's so many bands that you could put that label on.
Yeah, bluegrass to funk, you name it.
Yeah.
But that's if like I say, I know there's some groups out there that consider it a derogatory term. We're not one of them. Whatever.
Is that a derogatory term now?
I have heard that. I have heard that. Yes, for many years, people get offended. Yes.
That's interesting, because you've had like bands like these String Cheese Incident.
Sure.
I mean, there's just tons of bands that were huge and still are like really big. But so I guess I did not know.
Yeah, there's some bands out there that because there's Grateful Dead, the kings of all jam bands, who would literally jam for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then there are other bands more like us where the songs might be longer, but it's constructed pieces. Like you could set your watch to this. It's going to be 7 minutes and 14 seconds every single time, right? So to them, the insinuation that they're just up there kind of noodling around is thought of as an insult. And that's kind of what the genesis of that thinking is. But we don't subscribe to that.
Thank you for watching Fox Cities Core on Code Zero Radio. You know the drill. If you haven't already, if you could find us on YouTube, search for Fox Cities Core, you'll be able to go through and watch some of the interviews we've done over the last 3 years. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on future interviews.
Lost track of time.